Hello everyone, thanks for joining me in today's video. In today's video, we'll be implementing smooth scroll navigation. That is, when you click on your links in your header, it smoothly navigates to that part of your web page. So if you click on one, it goes to your section 1. You click 2, it will smoothly go to section 2. And then you click 3, it will smoothly go to section 3. So let's go ahead and implement this. Okay, so on the right we have live server running on a web browser, and on the left we have Sublime text editor opened up with index.html, style.css, main.js and design.txt file opened up. In design.txt file we have some resources that we will be using for this design, and in index.html initially we have title tag. Following that we have some meta tags, and there is a link tag that links our style.css to index.html, and finally we have script tag that links our JavaScript to index.html. We won't be using any JavaScript in this design, but this is kind of boilerplate that we use in each and every project. So let's continue with that. So let's get started with HTML part of the story. First thing that we will need here is header tag. We are going to create a dummy landing page for this design. So let's create a header tag. Inside that we'll need two div tags, so let's create them. You may be thinking, why two div tags? Now the reason I'm creating two div tags is when I make my header flex element, and if I put justify content as space between, then the one div will go to left and another div will go to the right, so that way we don't have to worry about splitting all the header elements. So inside first div, let's have an anchor tag which just says home. Okay, and inside second div, let's create a unordered list UL, and inside that let's have our individual li elements, and inside li elements we'll create anchor tags. First one will just say is 1. Let's copy that using Ctrl+Shift+T in Sublime Text. 2, and finally let's have 3. Okay, so here you can see our header, and after the header let's create 3 sections, and inside that okay, we'll give this section class name of 1. Let's put them in small text, smaller case, lowercase, and 1. Let's again copy them. This one will be 2, this one will be 3, and let's give them class name 3 and 2. Okay, so here we have our sections. So for the time being, that's all we need from index.html. Let's go ahead to style.css for some styling, so that our current HTML looks more like a landing page and not just a bunch of text. So first thing, let's copy the import statement for the font that we'll be using in this design. This is just a Google font import URL. You can just go to Google font and search for Coolimpart, you'll get the same. Now let's go ahead with some basic styling. We do padding 0, margin 0, box sizing, border box, border box, and let's change the font family, not font style, font family of Coolimpart. Okay, Coolimpart, and should be sans serif. Okay, that is good. Let's remove the underline from link text. So for that we'll just do I think it's called text decoration. Text decoration none. Okay, let's go ahead and style our header. For that we'll just do header, inside that we'll do let's make it a flex element. So for that we'll do display flex, align item center, justify content center. Okay, now let's push our the list elements, let's push them to the right, and then home can remain on the left. So for that we'll just do justify content space between. Okay, now we can't see because of the we can't see the list part, right, because of that live server running. So for that let's make height of our header 100 pixel, and let's push our header elements to the flex end. Okay, yeah, we also don't want our list to look like this, so for that we can just say header 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 ul. Let's make it flex element so that all the list will come side by side, list elements. So let's make it flex element. We'll do display flex, align item center, justify content center. Okay, let's remove the dots. So for that we'll do header ul li, and we'll just say list style none. Okay, now you may be thinking, what is this, right? Why you have two header and header, then there's a space, and then there's ul. So what this means in CSS is all the ul which are descendant of the header, so and then this will apply to those uls which are descendant of the header. Now here all the LIs that are descendant of ul which are descendants of header will get this styling, and that's how we have structured our HTML, right? Our li is descendant of ul and which is descendant of header. So that's why we are writing it like this. Okay, let's put some padding also for this. Okay, not padding for the li elements. Let's put some margin, and also we don't want any top margin. We just want left and right margins. So that will just provide a little bit of space. Okay, what else can we do here? Okay, let's put some background color to the header, and we'll use this color that I have picked up from peloton.com. Control C. Let's put that in the header. Let's get a background color, paste it. Okay, now text is kind of not visible properly, so for that let's change the color of the font, the font color of anchor elements. So for that we'll do color #ff. Let's make them white. Let's increase the font size also. We'll do font size, let's say 2em. Okay, big enough. Let's put some padding in header also. Padding 10 pixel. Okay, that looks good. Anything else for the header part? I think that's it. Now let's go ahead for styling our sections. So first we'll do some common styling that will apply to all the sections. Remember we have 3 sections here, right? So let's style. Let's do some common styling first. Section. Let's make them also flex elements. So for that we'll do display flex, align item center, just like that. And once we do this, making them flex element, align item center, content center, all the individual items in the section will get center, right? You see here. And then let's make their height as 100 viewport height. There we go. Now we can just see 1 here because 2 is below it, and then finally you have 3. Okay. Let's also make font size a little bit bigger here. Font size, let's make it 5em. There we go. And now let's put color for, let's split our sections based on, let's provide them with individual colors, so we'll be able to distinguish where the 1 ends and 2 starts, right? So let's do that. So for that, if you remember we had given them individual classes 1, 2 and 3. We can use that. So for 1 we'll just do 1, and let's say background color, and we'll pick this color from our design.txt. Again, I have picked these colors from this website. Control V. There we go. So there we have color for 1. Let's do the same for 2 and 3. Control C, Control V, Control V. Okay. 2, 3. Let's pick the colors. Control C. Let's put it here. Control V. Save. We'll do the same thing for the last guy. Control C, and let's put it here. There we go. Let's see if that got applied. So there we have our landing page. Now comes the interesting part. Okay. So what we want is, when I click on this one, my section 1 should show up. When I click 2, section 2. When I click 3, section 3 should show up, and that should happen in a smooth way. We need to implement smooth scrolling. Now the first thing that we'll have to do is we'll have to go to index.html and then add IDs to our sections. Okay, so we'll do that. ID, let's call it section 1, ID section 2, ID section 3. Okay, and then we need to put this IDs into our anchor tags. So let's do that. Here we have to do hash and then our section ID. Hash, here we'll put section 2, hash, okay, control V, hash section 3. Okay, now if I click on 1, section 1 will show up. Click on 2, section 2 shows up. Click on 3 and your section 3 shows up. But this is not smooth, right? This just abruptly goes to that section. Now in order to make it smooth, you have to add this part to your CSS, which is HTML scroll behavior smooth, and you should be done. Now if I click on 1, it smoothly moves to section 1. If I click 2, it smoothly moves to section 2. If I click on 3, it smoothly goes to section 3. So that's it, guys. That's all I have for this video, and using this small tutorial you can implement the same thing in your whatever web pages, landing pages you are making. You can put this, and I actually got I was inspired to create this video or to use this design methodology by a tweet that was that I saw, which was by frontendmentor.ai. It's a very good website. You can just check them out. And yeah, that's the story behind this video, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to subscribe to this channel, that would be great. And I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye bye.